In 2017, Mutahi Ngunyi introduced what we call Tyranny of Numbers. And it worked very well for Jubilee. And that is why Jubilee in 2017 was a popular party. So last night, there was a story heard by KTN News. And the story was about numbers. In short, let me call it Tyranny of Numbers by the various presidential candidates. And in this case, I mean the front runners, William Ruto, Raila Amolo Odinga, and Kalonzo Musyoka. Remember, Kalonzo Musyoka is in One Kenya Alliance. William Ruto is leading Kenya Kwanza. Raila Amolo Odinga is leading Azimio la Umoja. So, in that story, there was a lot of scenarios which is likely to happen. In this case, there is a scenario of William Ruto getting all the Mount Kenya votes, William Ruto getting all the Western votes, Raila Amolo Odinga getting his stronghold votes, and there is a scenario where President Uhuru Kenyatta is supporting Raila Amolo Odinga. So in this video, I want to explain or give a further analysis of that tyranny of numbers. But before I go into the details, then if you're watching the channel for the first time, kindly I request you to subscribe, share the video and like the video. And I want to thank the subscribers. You have really supported the channel since the time I started. We are at 165 and I don't want to take that one for granted. Thank you very much. Now let us dive into the conversation, shall we? I have just introduced that Tyranny of Numbers was a theory advanced by Mutahi Ngunyi so that Jubilee can win the 2017 general election. It was a theory meant to defeat Raila Amolo Odinga in the 2017 general election. In that case, most of the Kenyans support the theory, and that one brought the perception that William Ruto and Uhuru Kenyatta will win the presidency. So again, that story is repeating itself again this year. And in that story, the Tyranny of Numbers 2022 is very important story. And let me dive into what the whole story is all about. Number one, that Mount Kenya counties, the 10 counties of Mount Kenya, Kiambu, Murang'a, Nyeri, Nyandarua, Laikipia, Meru, Embu, Tharaka Nithi, and Nakuru has a total of 5.824 million registered voters. Remember, Mount Kenya is Uhuru Kenyatta's stronghold. They voted in 2017 to a man for Uhuru Kenyatta. Number two, Ruto's stronghold counties was in Kishu, Nandi, Elgeyo Marakwet, and Baringo, Bomet, and Kericho, had a total of 2.217 million registered voters as we speak. So those are William Ruto's strong counties, only 6. Raila Amolo Odinga strongholds in terms of counties: Siaya, we have Kisumu, Homa Bay, and Migori, 4 of them, and it has a total of 2.127 million registered voters. So if you look at the difference between the registered voters for William Ruto and Raila Amolo Odinga, William Ruto has more registered voters. And in this case, the difference between Raila and William Ruto is around 100,000. Let us go to Mudavadi Stronghold. Mudavadi Stronghold is in the Western region, Basivte. Western region has a total of 5 counties: Vihiga, Bungoma, Busia, Kakamega, and Trans Nzoia. And the total registered votes in Western region, or in the 5 counties of Western province, is around 2.592 million. So in this case, Raila Stronghold, William Stronghold is still trailing Musalia Mudavadi Stronghold. Then next is Kalonzo Musyoka Stronghold. It has the 3 counties of Kampani. We have Makueni, Machakos, and Kitui, and the total number of votes in those counties is 1.697 million votes. Let us go to the gymnastics or the mathematical scenarios which can happen in this year's election. In this case, I want to look at the teams. Remember, we have a senior team, we have Kenya Kwanza team, we have the One Kenya Alliance team. So let us look at the first scenario. The first scenario is when Musalia and William Ruto teams up. Remember, they teamed up to form the Earthquake, which gave birth to Kenya Kwanza Alliance. So if Musalia and Ruto join together, and let us assume that their strongholds will fall to a man, to the joint marriage between Musalia and Ruto, the total number of votes which the two will get is 4.809 million if their voters in their strongholds fall to a man. The second scenario is when Raila and Uhuru and Kalonzo team up. In this case, what I mean is Azimio la Umoja plus the One Kenya Alliance and even the Mount Kenya Foundation, all of it, Mount Kenya Unity Forum, the total number of votes, if Uhuru Kenyatta stronghold, Kalonzo strongholds, Raila Amolo Odinga stronghold, teams up together and they fought for that coalition to a man, then they will garner a total of 9.648 million. In this case, they will garner twice that of Ruto. So Ruto will have a lot of work to do here. The third scenario is when Ruto strongholds plus a half of Mount Kenya votes plus a half of Western Kenya votes, then William Ruto combined will get 6.425 million votes. So that one means if Ruto strongholds votes to a man and he gets a half of Western Kenya votes and he gets a half of Mount Kenya votes, then he will garner 6.425 million. What about Raila Amolo Odinga? When Raila Amolo stronghold votes to a man and he gets a half of Mount Kenya and he gets a half of Western region, then Raila Amolo Odinga will get 6.335. In this case, William Ruto will be ahead of Raila Amolo Odinga if all of them gets a half in Western and a half in Mount Kenya. But the wild card is here. Number 4 scenario is when Raila Amolo Odinga gets all the votes in his stronghold and gets a half of Western region and gets a half of Mount Kenya region and gets all the Kalonzo Musyoka stronghold votes. So in this case, he gets all of Kampani and he gets a half of Mount Kenya, a half of Western, and 100% of his stronghold, then he will garner around 8.032 million. In this case, if they share the votes in Western and Mount Kenya by each half, then Raila Amolo Odinga will be ahead of William Ruto just because of Kalonzo Musyoka. Meaning Kalonzo Musyoka is the person who will make or break the tie between Raila Amolo Odinga and William Ruto. The second scenario is that there is what we call battlegrounds, where we have swing votes. Swing votes are those voters who are likely to vote either way. It can either vote for Raila Amolo Odinga or vote for William Ruto. The swing votes are in the following counties or regions. We have Kisii, we have Nairobi, we have the coast, and we have the Maa community. So the swing votes are found in those areas. So they can vote either way. They can either vote for Raila Amolo Odinga or vote for William Ruto. So Maa community, the Maasai, Kisii, the coastal region, and Nairobi are the swing votes. They can vote either way, or they might even get a half. You never know. The last scenario is, where is the deciding votes coming from, or where will be the deciding votes come from? In this case, let me put it like the Daragenithi votes in the case of 2007. In this case, the deciding factor is Mount Kenya. If William Ruto manages to get 100% of Mount Kenya, he will beat Raila Amolo Odinga hands down. If Raila Amolo Odinga gets half of Mount Kenya, he will beat William Ruto hands down. And for me, if this is the scenario, then there is one man who will be very worried. Both Raila Amolo Odinga and William Ruto, because anything can happen. Remember, the swing votes, a lot of votes. They can vote either way. I don't know what you think, but those are the scenarios. And because I'm also a mathematician and I love maths and I love statistics, then that is what happens. Remember, nowadays, politics worldwide is going to the scientific way. You do your research, do your maths, calculate very well, so that when you are moving or you are strategizing, then you have the backing of statistics or the backing of the figures, so that you cannot just go and you fail terribly. So if you're watching this channel for the first time, kindly subscribe, share the video, and like the video. Thank you very much. And I want to do a video on Jimmy Wanjigi. Jimmy Wanjigi yesterday was in KTN. He had a lengthy interview from 10 to around midnight, but I was following him keenly, and I realized that Jimmy Wanjigi really has very good ideas. But the problem is, in Kenya, politics is local. And Jimmy Wanjigi has a very good theoretical ideas, but practically it is impossible. So let me ask you a question. Do you think Jimmy Wanjigi is a good presidential candidate on paper only, or practically he can also make a good presidential candidate? So I want to do a video on Jimmy Wanjigi being a good presidential candidate only on paper, or his ideas are ideal, but practically in Kenya it is almost next to impossible. Thank you very much and enjoy the video.